Welcome people to yet another Reaver casted Dow2 Elite game. This is Argus Gate, the lovely map. We have a nice setup of teams, as we have on the blue team the war boss of Slimer Orcs. Very hard hitting, very durable, can move fast with charge. LoE the Phoenician, going as the Lord Commander of Grey Knights, and gettozhoppa as the Apothecarian for Space Marines. Apothecarian very good and in close combat, I might mention. Reaver as the Commissar Lord of Imperial Guard, also a very strong melee unit hero. Sheffy playing the Lord Commander of Grey Knights, and Captain Fisher playing the Tech Marine of Space Marine. You see the first engagement here, where Slimer is running after Captain's Scouts. Captain Scouts pulling back just in time. On top, Reaver's Sentinel is destroying cover apparently, and harassing a little bit as he is scouting and watching what is up ahead. Engaging Commissar versus Apothecarian, trying to micro it. On bottom we see that Sheffy and Slimer is into it, being with Captain Fisher as well as the Phoenician. So we have like 2 versus 2 in the middle and a 1 versus 1 on top. You see the engagement on top. LoE Phoenician is also supporting gettozhoppa's attempts to capture it, sending up 2 stormtrooper squads. Reaver is forced to pull back as he's being outgunned. And on middle we see that the Phoenician is battling up against the Sheffy, and Captain Fisher is supporting Sheffy with his Tech Marine and Scouts, managing to capture the bottom as Slimer overcommitted a little bit and is forced back with his whole army, and leaving the grounds open for Captain Fisher to take it. On top we see that gettozhoppa is still trying to get it. Reaver is going in, I guess, as we see the Lord Phoenician is hunting down Sheffy's Lord Commander with 3 stormtrooper squads. On top, we see Reaver engaging with gettozhoppa. Lord Commissar being very low on health, forcing him to retreat. In they all go. A very big smash up. Scouts are in retreat for gettozhoppa, as he's still in the thick of it with his Space Marines, falling back with the Apothecarian running low on health, and is falling back with his Space Marines as they're being focused down by the Guardsman and the Sentinel and the Stormtroopers of Sheffy. On bottom we see Captain Fisher is being forced off by the Orc army of Slimer, also being supported by the Phoenicians Stormtroopers, dealing so much damage as they are 3 heavy range DPS. On top we see that Reaver is capturing the top VP. The red team still has their natural VP in safe mode. Slimer is advancing all the way down to red's bottom natural power, as Sheffy is trying to move in to support this. He is forcing off the Phoenicians range units, as they are all range, no melee, can't stand against these interceptors. Reaver putting up a suppression team on top, trying to prevent any movement, I guess. Bottom we see Slimer going up against Sheffy, engaging full out with Sluggas. Sluggas upgrading with Burnas, making them very good for dealing with buildings and such, not so much against infantry, but adding that little bit extra. On top we see that gettozhoppa is focusing on Reaver's setup team, but Reaver has another setup team, well placed, though the Assault Marines of Ghetto managing to jump once again Sentinel is using his force stomp, suppressing these assault marines, letting the setup team get time enough to get up and give cover fire for Reaver Fever's Lord Commissar's retreat, as he is very low on health. So Captain Fisher is trying to defend their natural VP against Lord Phonecian's attempts of capturing it with his Lord Commissar, but he is being outgunned and is going to go down. Down he goes. Lord Phonecian's stormtroopers are a little bit late to the party, but they are here and they are forcing back the interceptors as they loses one model. Captain Fisher has put up a suppression team, making it very hard for Slimer to advance properly. On top, we see that gettozhoppa managed to lose his lord, but probably killing something of Reaver Fever. Yeah, he killed his sentinel and one of the setup teams. Take a little bit losses in the process, but in all, the favor goes to gettozhoppa as his losses are less worthy than Reaver Fever's losses. Sentinel plus heavy setup team is about 525 resources plus 30 power, and hero is only 250 resources. Anyway, we see Reaver Fever slowly not really wanting to retreat with his soldiers, as there are so many of them left. They can still produce some damage. He is making them capture and falling back with the other one. Very good use of your soldiers, Reaver. On middle we see Slimer's Sluggas being upgraded with the rage buff and with knobs, making them extremely dangerous in close combat. Now they got buffed by the defensive buff as well, forcing off Chevy's stormtroopers and strike squad, as Lord Phonecian's Grey Knights and strike squad comes into the play, going up against Captain Fisher's Tech Marine, being supported by a heavy weapon setup team as they open up and suppresses the interceptors, but the interceptor still has a little bit energy left and managing to teleport right behind the setup team, making them very sad. Reaver Fever has put down a bunker and put down a setup team inside of it, making it extremely hard for gettozhoppa to advance, which is the point, kinda, since I feel like I don't really have the power to stand against, so I need to be defensive, and this is how I do it. Down goes a light grenade from the apothecarian. Reaver Fever is not looking at this, not until it's too late, falling back but losing his setup team as they are so slow of getting out of there. No, one setup team survived with a little bit health left. Captain Fisher recapturing their natural VP as Slimer comes in with his war truck, probably filled with sluggas. Yes, filled with sluggas indeed. And out they go, engaging everyone and everything they can, at the same time as Miller is regressing the dead Lord Commander of the Phonecian. Being rest, he engages straight away. No, he's capturing their VP as the sluggas are slowly but surely being forced off as they lose model after model. On top we see gettozhoppa's attempt of trying to get back the VP from Reaver, but Reaver is playing well, or defensive, so he managed to push back Ghetto and still hold the VP. On bottom we see that Sheffy's Lord Commander engages the bulk of the blue army, but being forced off since there are 3 stormtrooper units upgraded and providing a lot of range. What Reaver Fever does here is not normal to see, but sometimes you can do it if you're being smart. You block off the wall by these what do you want to call them, deployable cover, and then you fall back into your defensive lines. This prevents any units that can't jump over cover, such as Banshees or what's their name? Banshees and Hormagods. They can jump over cover as they can be upgraded to do such, but other units can't. So they are trapped and can't advance and are forced back as Reaver put down a flare, making their range very, very low as they can't shoot. They are forced to go down mid, and in middle they find Captain Fisher waiting for them as they engage and try to do the best out of it. Captain Fisher is doing a good job out of it, being supported by Sheffy's Lord Commander as he teleports straight into the Stormtroopers and uses his hammer ability, smashing them all over the place. Reaver have built a Stormtrooper squad upgraded with Assault Kit, as he feels like he might not need to worry about tanks so much, and if he does, he can just upgrade his setup team to deal with it. On top, bottom mid, we see the Ghetto Captain Fisher, managing to secure it, going up against Slimer. Slimer has a lot of sluggers. He should try to get his sluggers against the scouts, but he is not. Down goes a spell from the interceptor, no, from these sword guys, heavy hitters, as they damage and debuffs any enemy units close by. On top we see Reaver going up against a Librarian, who is using his Psycho Push to push off Reaver's units, but missing one of the units as they are left to flame on him. The Phoenician is trying to move up here. Reaver sees this and is focusing him down, making it very hard for the blue team to get any capture on the top side at all. In goes the interceptors, jumping on the setup team of Reaver, but being suppressed directly by the other setup team, which is behind, making Reaver fall into a general retreat to his health bunker to be able to heal up. I think he killed off one unit of some kind as they went down, probably managing to kill off this other unit as well. Down they go. Gettozhoppa has arrived, trying to help the Phoenician as he just lost his heavy hitters. Reaver falling into a retreat with his Lord Commissar as he is on low health. Maybe will go down, don't remember, don't know. Two setup teams suppressing anyone, everything and everyone, as well as being supported by the Stormtroopers and the Guardmen. Gettozhoppa is going up against a Tarantula turret from Captain Fisher, loses his Space Marines in the process. Captain Fisher being very sneaky with his scouts, launching in grenades in the Orc army, missing with one and not managing to get off the other one. He is being forced off as they notices that they are there. In goes another grenade, probably going to hit pretty well. Yes, managing to kill 2-3 orcs, still in stealth, opening up, revealing themselves for the blue team, making them die and fall into a retreat, but Smiller's sluggers are causing a lot of damage on Captain Fisher, as Captain Fisher might lose most of his army in this attack, as we see that his Lord went down and his Space Marines went down. Will he lose his scouts as well? Only future and time will tell. A Venerable Dreadnought drops down from Captain Fisher, a little bit far behind the lines to be able to provide any support for his units, but they survived as they moved into the cover of this Tarantula turret. On top we see that Reaver have upgraded one of his setup teams to be a heavy hitter, 80mm cannon or whatever you want to call it, assault cannon, forcing off anyone, everything. Red team mostly got the capture of the map, so this is where the blue team should surrender, or at least vote about surrendering. Because if I were in the blue team, I would feel like we can do it if we work together, but if we're not working together and everyone is trying to go for their own objectives, we will fail. But the Lord Phoenician and the Slimer are working together as they are trying to get the grip back on their natural VP in the middle. Down comes Reaver Fever as being bored and tired of being on top, as he doesn't face any enemies, so he is moving to mid to support. We see Captain Slimmer, no, not Captain. I mean, we just see Mr. Slimmer doing what he can, trying to get rid of Sheffy's hard-hitting guys, but being supported by Reaver Fever's Commissar and Stormtroopers. They are kinda all alone, and as we can see, Slimmer's war boss will maybe survive. Who knows? He won't survive. Down he goes, as the Lord Phonecian and gettozhoppa are too late to save him with their replenished armies. In comes a dreadnought from Lord Phonecian, upgraded with no, not upgraded. Natural has a melta gun, very good against dealing with any armor. Down goes a force push from gettozhoppa's librarian, trying to force off the red team a little bit, not managing to do this so much, as Terminators, I don't think they are being affected that much by this force push. Flamers going against the Rocket Boys, Tank Busters I mean, also being intercepted by the Interceptors and taken out. This is a game. And I thank you for watching this hilarious victory, and hope you had a nice time. See you on the score screen. Bye. And welcome back, guys, to the score screen. As we can see here, the victor is Captain Fisher, and we noticed that the blue team did not do so well. Better luck next time, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Mwah!